The following podcast has been brought to you by Audible.com. Sign up now using the URL audibletrial.com/TTV to get a free audiobook of your choosing. We recommend Brick by Brick, How LEGO Rewrote the Rules of Innovation and Conquered the Global Toy Industry. You may recognize this as one of the sources we use in our show, BIONICLE Autopsy. Remember, that's audibletrial.com/TTV. Enjoy the show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sync! Hello everybody and welcome to TTV 134.
Mardi Gras.
The morning of the morning.
Dang
Gras.
it! I had this glimmer of hope when I realized Var's not here. Maybe we can get a 5.
Nope. Maybe if Vin was gone too, but nope.
Yeah, no, you're not getting away with anything. That's why I'm here.
Well, I appreciate it.
Discount Var.
I discount Var. Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah, okay.
That's
That's all I am to you. Fine, I'll just leave and screw up this entire recording right now.
No, don't leave.
No, Ven, we just got through the stage where we started over.
Yeah. So how's everybody's week been?
Okay.
Cool.
I don't know.
Finals,
Why don't we ask
spring
Var since
break.
I'm
Still
just
gonna
the
have to
discount
go.
Var?
Well, you
Don't
give
take
us.
anything.
Like,
give
watch,
us
Var
Var's-
says, "Oh yeah, my week was good." Oh, and then I say, "Oh, my week was about as good, but just not as good."
No. You
Okay,
had
just-
as good of a week. It was just discounted. It was at a lower price.
Like your
When
mom.
Kahi talks to you, just imagine like the writing going and then a tongue face at the end. Don't take anything seriously.
Everything Guy says is a tongue face at the end.
I said this before. My friends have told me before. I didn't used to use any emoticons because I didn't like using them. But my friends finally came together and told me, and they're like, "You need to start using emoticons in your text because you're so sarcastic in your texts that it sounds like you're just being cruel and mean
It's just coming
whenever
off
you
that
say
mean.
something." It's like,
Well, they had
it's
an
like you just
intervention
sound
with
cold.
you just so you can start using emoticons.
I know. They're just like, yeah, you got to do this. They had like the banner up and everything.
Oh my god. Dr. Phil is there saying, "I agree."
Dr. Phil.
You're a dirtbag.
Yeah, you're a dirtbag.
Ouch.
The heck is wrong with you?
I'm a
Shots
discount dirtbag.
Yeah,
Discount
discount. No, that's Ven.
Dirtbag, my goodness
TTV
me.
episode 134, Discount and Dirtbag.
Oh yeah, we got that pretty quick. It's like 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
Told you, that's because I'm here. You get discounts
Thank
on
you.
everything while I'm here.
Well,
TTV merchandising. Merchandising.
Merchandising.
Get your meso plush here.
The
Get
your
your
LJ
Eljay
flamethrower.
here.
LJ punching bag.
The
Ah.
LJ punching bag.
LJ
A meso
punching
plush.
bag. Now
I can
on
only
for
imagine the
sale.
horrible things.
All at discounted
Oh, wait,
prices.
no,
The
that's
meso
actually
the
LJ.
meso plush is like so skinny that it's more like
It's like the most uncomfortable thing
meso
to
scarf.
cuddle with.
Not
Like, what kind of
Not
plush is
even
this?
stuffed.
it's a meso
Not
scarf.
even stuffed.
It's
the
it's stuffed
outside.
with bones.
It's
Nothing
stuffed
but
with
bone
gluten.
meal.
What kind
That
of
sounds
bones?
great.
though?
That sounds awesome.
'Cause
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
if we're talking like a cattle bone, it'd probably feel better than a bunch
Bones
of
of
little chicken
Supposedly
bones.
dead Bionicle.
What?
I had to kill that. I had to kill it.
Wow, that was a
All right,
Viper's
discount
now to
joke.
discount LJ.
Okay, fair enough. We may as well
Bones.
introduce ourselves. So today we have
Oh, and welcome.
Lee Messinack.
Discount Messinack.
Discount.
No, not
Messinack.
discount Messinack. Regular
You
Messinack.
screwed it up! Redo!
I'm Messinack.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm discount Var.
I'm Viper because there is no such thing as a discount Viper.
And
Discount
I am
Nero.
average retail price Takuma Nuva.
And once again, this is TTV 134, and I would love to come out and say that this week
Come out.
is a
and
great departure from last week, where we have a bunch of exciting Bionicle
Oh, yeah,
news
guys,
to talk
so
about.
much Bionicle news.
Unfortunately, that is not the case.
say, what is the only thing we have to talk? You guys
Well,
talked
we
about the
just lost
promotion
half the
already.
news.
So what?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so all we have.
We may as well kick this news off and go ahead and get that out of the way. We have the latest Bionicle animation, Episode 6, Quest for the Mask Maker, was released in English. And it's polarizing, to say the
The
least.
bill is growing stronger.
Yeah, I thought it was very underwhelming.
Some of the voice acting's a little off in that episode, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah, the episode
rehashed
itself is
animation,
fine.
too.
I think I
Yeah,
overheard you guys talking about it in call one day that I popped in just to say hi. I say hi and you guys are like, man, Tahu's such a toddler. Like, just the way he talks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, do I have to go find the masks on my own?
Wait,
But-
I am seeing something!
I don't want to go by myself.
I thought the fight was finished!
Basically
Don't you
got a
worry,
different
I will
Tahu.
hold your hand.
It sounds like the Tahu voice was a little different than normal, too, or maybe we're just used to him yelling.
I think that's
normal.
it.
I
I
feel
think we're
like-
just
But it
Yeah,
sounded
yeah,
nothing
that's
like the
it too.
first episode
How
he was
can it
in.
be different? They're all the same.
Yeah, it's the same
His,
guy.
his vocal inflections near the end, it sounded almost Pohatu-esque. Like the
Oh,
last
good
thing he
grief.
said.
His vocal inflections. Man, we are nitpicking everything now, aren't we?
Well, it's like we already saw this episode in, like, another language, so the only thing we really have to talk about is the voice act.
Well, okay, there's two things that are noticeable. One, in the original translation, it's assumed that the narrator and the protector were kind of mixed, and we thought the protector could see Tahu's vision, and that's not implied in this English version at all. They said it was because of the voice acting by the other native speaker. And was it Czech or Italian or whatever?
Yeah, it was Czech, I think.
Right. Well,
Yeah, you
so
better
basically,
check
the
yourself,
protector
Kahi.
cannot see. The protector cannot see the vision officially. Like it's the narrator talking when he talks about the vision. Additionally,
Quite honestly.
stone and earth.
Stone and earth mixed, yeah.
Stone and earth were mixed.
Okay, for a second I thought that was Meso doing that. Yo!
It sounded
Oh,
like
fair
a
my
enough.
own brand of frustration.
sounded like a discount Chihuahua.
Wow, that's
No, a
saying
discount
something.
chihuahua would be more.
Sorry, I hate that.
And here we are. on the Animal
No. It
Planet
sounds like
podcast.
Eljay when he gets mad at something.
Hey! I
See,
don't
I
get,
told
I don't
you.
sound like that when I get mad!
Dude, you sound like a discount NASCAR racing car thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Eljay, you suck.
Can you get Can you even get those on this? 0 to 60 flat.
It's funny because it's true.
Okay, you know what, Meso? Let's
Anyway,
focus on you for a second. You have been
Oh.
nitpicking all of these since word go. What are your honest opinions on this?
I did not enjoy it. I'm very sorry. I think that the good, what am I trying to say? The bare bones of a good episode were here. It had good plot development. They finally getting to the main goal of finding Kimu. We got a nice ominous vision of the ancient city to set the tone for what we're going to be experiencing. Saw statues of Makuta and Akimu. Minor story details in the form of the fact that Akimu can project messages through the Toa's masks, which kind of implies that he made the golden masks.
No, it
Probably
doesn't.
did.
Stop jumping to conclusions.
Which makes perfect
No.
sense, but it's like,
Well, I mean, all right, fair enough. Then we don't actually know this for sure, but I mean,
No,
You can't-
like, what if, like, listen, just give me a moment, okay? What if Makuta
Okay.
created the masks to trick Ikimu for some reason, and then he, like, bestowed them upon the Toa indirectly?
well, I mean, that's perfectly fair enough.
Or what if
But-
Makuta created these masks with the intent of giving them to these heroes and then controlling them and turning them against Ikimu, so then Ikimu has to fight all 6 Toa?
Now that would be interesting.
fair enough.
Okay,
What
okay.
if-
I
What if
will
Makuta
amend
and
my statement.
Akimu are switched, and nobody knows it.
In one
Well,
episode.
I'll amend what I said to say that the masks were made on Okoto, then, which tends to make perfect sense, but it begs the question, how did the mask makers know the exact size and the exact shape and detailing of the Toa's masks? Because the hieroglyphics on the wall sure didn't tell anybody. They all had hows. They all had masks of
They
fire.
got visions, man.
It is worth
Well-
noting too that these Toa do have the same mask as the golden mask. Like in the animation, they're very clearly the same mask, and in the sets, they're very clearly the same mask. So they came to Okoto wearing the same mask, or something that looked
Yeah,
like
it just wasn't gold.
design.
They had discount versions
Right.
of the masks.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
the mask makers needed to know exactly what the Toa looked like.
right.
Takuma was
And how did they
running on a
figure that out?
I don't know. Time travel. I guess.
Okay. Time travel's
We
the answer
are-
to everything.
I am assuming that they time traveled because they summoned them from the Temple of Time and all that great stuff. But that's just an assumption. I'm not going to say it's true.
But are they
It
from
could
the
be
past
no.
or the future?
I don't know. Maybe
These
they're
are
from
good
another
questions.
timeline.
Maybe
I think it would be
Or
cooler if they were
maybe
bringing
they're
someone
from
from
the
the
same
past.
timeline.
Just
Right.
saying.
Or
Everybody comes
like
from the future because the technology's better. What if there was something that had to come from the past for some reason?
I mean, that's kind of a certain possible theory.
also
A bionicle
It's interesting.
theory. Thanks for watching.
interesting. They came when the Toa initially came down. They did not come down in canisters. It looked like they were coming down in canisters. I guess.
It came
But
down
when
in comets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
there's no
came down in
actual
like
proof
comets
that
and
there
stuff.
were canisters because we haven't seen
So that's interesting.
Yeah. A lot of mysteries left
Anyway.
unsolved and will probably go unsolved for a long, long time. But in the subject of this animation, on the scope of things I liked and disliked, I liked all of those things, and I disliked the voice acting, so I guess it wasn't a complete loss. But I really disliked the voice acting.
Yeah.
No, there was no complete loss. He's in the next episode. Ha 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 ha.
No,
See,
he's
'cause
not.
no
It's
one
episode
else
7.
only shows up.
He doesn't come in until episode 8.
Well,
Oh, I forgot about that. No, he comes up at the end of episode 7.
Fair enough. No, I thought it was okay, but it's just the voice acting's a comment I need to make about these whole animations. I love them. I literally, really love them. But
They wanted
the
to
voice
marry them.
acting, the voice acting really takes you out of the experience because let's think about the first couple episodes. They were pretty good. The hunt for the golden masks in hindsight. I'm sure they had a lot of cool elements, but what do we remember as fans about those episodes? I didn't slip. Tahu,
I didn't
master of
slip.
fire!
yeah.
I am
have
here
the
to battle
power.
evil! Yeah, I have the power!
Yeah, the characterization
and all the
these-
protectors.
Yeah.
We remember their weird character traits and their voice acting. We don't actually... The plot and the story doesn't stick out in our
Because
mind.
there hasn't been much of a plot. It was just, go get the mask. Okay.
Exactly.
And then we
That's
only
Pretty much
why.
all that's occurred is they came, they saw, and they have yet to even conquer.
At least now we can get to the conquer.
Yeah, they only
Maybe.
followed Tahu for the majority of the time as well. Which makes...
Thankfully, spoiler alert, in that next episode, it's about to change.
Yes!
Thank
So
God.
it's nice. And I'm really looking forward to the next episode, because we're going to get to see the Toa.
Yeah!
great. But what'd you guys think of this episode? Did you kind of have the same opinion, or were you different?
It
That was pretty meh.
I liked it.
It melded into
I
like
liked
all
it.
the other
It's-
episodes.
I like the preview of the Lost City or whatever it was, but meh.
Yeah.
Everything else is just meh.
The Lost City is Makuhiro City.
Wow.
Yeah, it kind of... Those episodes melded into it. It melded into the other episodes. I can't think of anything prominent with that episode.
Is
Instead
no
of,
one-
instead of
Is no one
Makuhiro
gonna comment
City,
on
it's-
this? Is nobody gonna get on his case about that?
No. Instead of Makuhiro City, it's Maskuhiro City.
Okay,
Okay.
now I'm gonna
No!
get on your case.
Okay, no,
Not
that's
even
enough.
laughing on the
Let's
inside.
move
No.
on. Let's move on. There's gotta be something
Kill
else
him
to talk
laughing on
about.
the inside.
I don't want to talk
I'm not
anything
even-
more about this.
Okay.
So last night, Eljay and I were having a discussion about this, and he brought up an interesting point. We were talking about the animations as opposed to if if they had been on TV, for instance, would it have been animation format, or would it have been like the Ghost animations that they were doing for HF, that kind of format? And we were bouncing that around, and I made the comment like, man, it's really unfortunate how BIONICLE didn't get to have a TV show upon its reboot, but Hero Factory did for no apparent reason when it started, almost without even a second thought. They didn't have to prove itself, so HF must have really done a number on Construction. And then Eljay brought up an interesting point, which you should totally share.
Yeah. The thought that I had in regards to Lego and Hero Factory's TV show was that before Hero Factory became a thing and started airing, Lego had struck a deal, a partnership with Tinseltown Toons, the guys who made The Legend Reborn and Hero Factory TV show. Well, they were contracted to make another 2 to 3 Bionicle movies more. Unfortunately, Bionicle went on hiatus, so in the interim, to actually get something out of their partnership, I believe they decided to go ahead with the Hero Factory TV show without it having to prove itself, get the extra publicity, and get all that they could out of the funding and the partnership deal with Tinseltown.
Basically, the crux of the theory is, had they not already had a partnership because of Bionicle, HF never would have got a TV show either.
Yeah, because it's such a new theme. Granted, the counter-argument to that is a lot of new LEGO themes get TV shows. Elves, Chima, Ninjago, so on and so
I
forth.
was going to ask, what are the studios that do those other shows?
They are very different ones. I don't have the names offhand, but they aren't the same people.
Isn't it Will Films for one
Okay,
of them?
yep, yeah, Will Films.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will film.
They will.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's a very different group of
Funny,
people.
man. Come
I'm
on,
Tinseltown.
don't
Beating
do
my
that.
head on my desk by the end of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tinseltown is characterized by the really set, accurate, kind of
Gritty.
gritty kind of thing, the art style. Let's see, who is Chima made?
I wouldn't really say Legend Reborn was gritty, or that any of the Hero Factory ones were like dark and gritty.
But
It's
not
not
not in the tone, but in the art style.
Yeah, in
They
the
always had
design of
dust.
the Agori, they were like they were dirty and they had scratches.
Oh, they did have
and stuff
texture.
like that.
Yeah, they had texture
Yeah.
to the model.
That's all I mean.
Oh, okay.
Whereas the other shows, they do the whole minifigure.
Yeah, they did the
deal.
whole polished, like
So.
smooth look.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is that noise in the background?
What noise?
Sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
that was Viper.
Thank you. Yeah. Chima is M2 Films, and who is Ninjago? I think Will Film. Yeah. Will Film. And then there's Ghost and Tinseltown Tunes, and we banked on 1 out of 4 of those groups doing the Bionicle show, and it was none of the above. Which is pretty funny in hindsight.
Is it funny?
No, it's actually very sad.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel Bionicle is getting robbed of what could be a very glorious return
Yeah.
by the storytelling format that it's taking. Because the animations are very solid in concept, they're just not being released to a point to gauge interest. A weekly TV show like Ninjago would have
Not the most
catapulted it
well-written
into
either.
success. I think the writing isn't the issue, I think it's the line delivery.
I mean,
Personally.
the pacing is so off. Because like I just said, we've
think
had
it's
6 episodes. All that has happened is they came and they saw. And
Well, it's not really their-
doesn't the conquering happen within like a few seconds?
That's not really the direct fault of the writing staff, though. It's clear the overarching plan for the year was just to have the first half be get the golden masks, fight loss.
How many episodes are there?
10. Well, 9, counting and then 10 if you count the legend animation. And then we're going to get an additional 10 probably in the summer.
I just... It's
So, I don't know.
pacing.
We'll see what happens. I'm really hoping that, because it seems like the sales for the theme are doing exceptional. We've heard mixed things, but directly from LEGO, we've heard that it's doing great at Toy Fair. So I'm really hoping that in 2016 they will up the budget a little bit and we may see these on TV.
I mean, even
But-
Here's hoping.
I mean, I think that online distribution is kind of the future, but I do think that also kids like to watch TV because they don't have to decide what to watch on. So more
It's also
kids
the
watching
schedule
TV.
thing. Kids
Right.
could probably get behind the Bionicle animations if they were weekly or even monthly and we know what day they're coming out.
And if they were longer, I guess too, they'd have to be like episode length.
Yeah.
Regardless of how released, just a bigger budget to make them, more.
Maybe they should blow their budget on 8 golden masks this time around.
I mean, all right, I appreciate
What happens
the
to the rest of
masks.
them?
Do not.
I
get me
really
wrong.
appreciate the masks. I love them, but I would rather have...
Yeah, I mean, out of the stuff I'd rather have, there's only one of them has been used for a contest, and I believe that was the Lord of Skull Spiders mask, right?
Mhm.
That's what was
Yep.
one. So we still have 7 other masks because we saw the mask creation and the 6 Toa masks, and they have nothing's been done of them yet. No contest has been announced. Nothing.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't imagine that they would spend that much money just to have them.
Yeah, there's going to be a reason
It's-
for them
I mean,
eventually.
it's a lot of money to sink into, hey, let's just make this cool little thing for, people to look at.
And I mean, Battle for the Gold Masks was really an exceptional idea, uniting all the different fandoms. And it was a great outpouring of community support. But in terms of actually promoting the line to new people, that's not really what it served to do. Heh.
Well, we're really nitpicking everything.
Yeah, we're really...
I mean, it's
You're
not
like,
like we're
yeah.
marketing experts. But
Right.
Well, we have to
no
nitpick.
idea
There's
how
nothing
this
to talk
contest do stuff
about.
with people. I think really, I mean,
It's questions.
the new people thing, I don't think they were gearing for new people with that contest. I think they were trying to show old people that
I know,
distraction.
Well, yeah.
You're completely right. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It didn't gear to new people. I'm just saying the promotional money that was probably spent into organizing that may have been better served going into actually promoting the theme.
Alright,
Because
fair
we
enough.
had that, we haven't really seen much else.
Well, I mean, they want to get the Marcus back on board because who buys all the sets? The Marcus.
Quite true. And I think they have succeeded in that front because the sets are so exceptional.
Right, the sets are really good.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Sets are the best we've seen since CCBS launched IMO.
Yeah.
I think these are the best we've just seen in general. I think these are the best sets Bionicles had.
Wow. That's a bold claim.
That is pretty
this
bold.
Winter line, it's
I
pretty
agree
bold,
with you,
look,
but it's a
look
bold
at
claim.
The Protectors are small sets this year. The Protectors, $10.
Yeah,
They
they're
are fully
definitely
functional.
the best small sets, I would say.
They have like joints. They have everything. Sure, I mean, maybe some people might disagree on like the villain or how the
The only thing,
how heroes have been handled, but
yeah, the only thing I have against the Protectors is like the lack of unique masks. But
right,
Yeah.
that's my.
but
only
even
thing
then,
as
it's
well.
like it's okay because we get the same mask in a bunch of different colors. That's good for mocking.
I was gonna say,
Matoran beforehand were just like they had no points. I mean, they had like several points of articulation. Their arms were just one giant piece, and so were their legs. The Avmatoran were like the biggest sinners of this.
Yeah,
They're terrible.
not the Mictoran?
I like the way they looked,
Victorian,
but
at
they
least
were
in
just
function.
awful figures.
But like I have the Protector of Earth in front of me. He has bendable arms. He has bendable legs. He's basically better than a 2001 Toa.
Hmm.
Articulation. So
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all, honestly, with this animation. I think.
Yeah,
I don't think we can squeeze any more discussion out.
Yeah, no, we're just like
This
complaining
thing is
about
like
the same
dry
thing now.
Discussion. No.
Well, it's because we already talked about the other
Like
episodes.
extracted
Now we
all
have to
the
talk about
juice
his
from this
voice
discussion.
acting.
okay, all right, hey, all right. Let's.
What else has been going on with us?
How's the
how's
RPG
things?
coming along, Takuma?
Very well. I could conceivably have it finished either by or shortly after this episode airs.
We did play like a pseudo RPG.
Oh no!
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's
Venom's
not
hilarious.
mention that. Okay.
No,
no,
let's talk about it.
We can
I
not
missed-
mention
I
the
missed it.
content, but we
In
can
full
talk
only
detail.
saw
about
the
it.
Crash
We'll
Course
never
you did with
release it
Meso.
because it went somewhere a little interesting.
It went a
But,
little dark. We went to a dark
It went a
place,
little
guys.
Well, it's not like it was
I got.
to be
All right,
good.
let's just say I rolled a 20. I got a critical hit on an enemy we were facing, and it was satisfying.
Satisfying and probably the
I
most
like the part
gruesome
a
way.
little earlier than that, Kahi, where you critically impaled yourself when you tripped over a ladybug.
Yeah, we had an interesting time. It was a pandemic group D&D kind of RPG test to prep out for Takuma's. I don't know why I said prep out. To prepare.
Prep out.
Prep out.
to
Let's
prepare
prep out.
for Takuma's RPG.
out.
And it was Mivar, Kahi, Eljay, and Vin as the game master.
Yeah. Because I have like
Yeah, and
Man.
I just sat and listened to it whenever I was like available.
yeah,
Just
Viper,
that.
you're gonna be in the next one. Don't worry.
Yeah, I will actually make a character this time.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
With Takuma's RPG, I think we should just all get started in our character sheets right now.
Yeah, I need to make myself
Almost.
a character.
almost. I still need
Yeah,
to
I was
add in
thinking-
the Skakti and assign gear point values to all the different
I
items,
forgot about that. Yeah.
so that you know
Yeah.
how much of what you can take. Pretty much at this point, it comes down to a few things. I need to finish rewriting / anti-plagiarizing the last bit of the like damage and healing section. Then I have to add the Skakti race, vehicles. That pretty much covers it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Andy.
And for those wondering, we will be making videos about this, and they'll be using what's that called? Takuma?
You mean
What
Roll
called?
20.
The
you mean the website?
What's that called?
Sorry.
Oh, we're
What's that?
probably going to be using a
Roll
website
D20?
called Roll20.net.
Oh, roll 20.
Okay.
That gives us
Roll20.net.
that gives us an interface that we can interact with and even then record, including they have a function for like 3D dice, so you can actually see the dice rolling instead of just a little number popping up.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's great. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Well,
it supports things like webcams.
just what
if
we
you want
need.
that.
Another series.
Hey,
Yeah,
this
I
is
imagine-
an entertaining
Hey, this is perfect.
Bionicle-based series. It's
Well,
perfect.
I'm with you. It's
This
gonna
is
be a
going to make
wonderful
up
series.
for all the Bionicle stuff we don't have on the channel, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Because this is going to
What
be
a
nothing
relief.
but Bionicle.
It's gonna be a wonderful, wonderful series. But I'm just saying. I don't think we've talked about our current channel woes as of yet.
No, I
Man,
think we
have we-
have. I think we kind
We've
of
been having some problems.
long
yeah.
story short, views are kind of down because YouTube's algorithm is messing us up because we have so much content. So we kind of
Yeah,
have to dial
apparently-
it back so that people actually see we're releasing stuff.
Yeah, if anyone hasn't like been seeing our videos consistently in your subs boxes, it's because we've been putting out an overload of videos.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wait,
we're-
that's a thing? If you
Yeah.
get out-
It's a very common issue, actually.
yeah,
Why is this a thing?
because YouTube is terrible.
Yeah, here, I can
Yeah.
kind of like,
I'm gonna bash
I can very
YouTube right
quickly
here.
explain
It's
it.
awful.
Here's a very brief explanation. If you want a detailed explanation, go watch Game Theory's video on why YouTube is broken. Both of them. They're all good.
Yeah.
So, the algorithm works if you, as a viewer, do not click every video that a channel puts out, and that channel is constantly putting videos out, like daily, then it's going to assume you aren't as interested in this channel and drop it or make it a lower priority channel in your subscription box than others. So you
Right.
pretty much have to watch all the videos.
Right,
It's
you
long
have
and
to
short of it.
go and...
That is full on.
They're trying
Okay,
to
hold
arrange
on
it
now.
that what you're interested
Then-
in appears on
Okay.
your subscription box.
Okay, then has to make his grand exit.
Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot stay for the entire episode because as of
No.
lately, I've been very, 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 very busy.
very.
Apparently not
Okay.
if you can fit out that many varies.
Well, at least you were here for half of it.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
must go
thanks,
back to my
Discount Bar.
very, 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 very busy life
That was not the same amount.
doing stuff and whatnot.
All right, well, best,
I would love
best
to
of luck.
go into detail about how like school has
Sounds
been
all
going along and
highly suspect.
I've been like struggling with bills and trying to feed my
Oh,
family
you
of
too?
four.
Just a bill.
And no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But no,
My family of four is struggling so much right now.
Well, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later, good sir.
My wife is like, why can't you just stop buying those Lego things? And I'm like, they're Bionicles, you kid.
Oh wow.
yeah,
Okay,
you
well-
uncultured swine.
And then the
That was-
2-year-old
if that
pipes
was
up, it's Bionicle, not
family, they would
Bionicles.
Yeah. He's
I
with
have
it.
taught you well, young Padawan. And then we kick out the mother.
Oh,
Wow.
Hope,
See you
hope
later,
the rest
man.
of the episode goes well.
Wow, Kahi is discount LJ.
Okay, so continue on with the discussion.
They want to have priority subscription boxes. So they have this algorithm that will sort them that way. What this means, of course, is that some channels that you like and you want to see more of don't actually show up in your subscription box all too much if you don't click every video they do out. This happens to me a lot with channels like Rooster Teeth or like Achievement Hunter's channel, where they do like, you know, they release videos every day and I don't see them. But they can do that because they're a huge channel and, you know, they have all these people that will read their stuff. We don't, and it's been a really big problem recently for us. We've been doing pretty well up until like December, and then we've
Yeah.
seen a significant decline in stuff, and there's no other real rhyme or reason why we're losing this many things. We haven't like lost subscribers a huge bunch or anything.
In fact, we've still been on the up and up with subscribers and whatnot.
Right. So we should technically be getting more views. We are not getting more views. And this is what we assume is going on. So we have made this initiative to start cutting back on the amount of videos we release every day for a bit. And we're going to see if that will change our views our view counts and if you guys can see it. Let us know if like videos, especially if like for your subscription box, if our videos are not showing up. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
that will help us
constant
kind of-
feedback is going to be
Right.
helpful.
That will help us like track what is getting watched and what isn't. And-
Because really, over the last 2 months, we've done a bunch of crazy new stuff and have a literal ton of series going on at one point. And it's really no wonder why this is happening now, if this is truly a YouTube thing. We've got Minog 2, which is the Let's Play, which is not for everybody. Vin's Mock Spotlight, the Ninjago coverages, which thankfully wrapped a while ago. TTV Talks, LJ's recap reviews, LJ's recent reviews, breaking news, and
LJ's build-up reviews as well.
oh yeah, build-ups. How could I forget build-ups? And it's an overload. And I understand if the algorithm is truly based upon watching videos consistently and or
It is.
skipping videos, considering we have TTV Talks, which is non-Bionicle related content, and Minog 2, which is a Let's Play. Those two series may be the root cause of the issue. Truth be told.
It's not
nuts.
It's not even like so much of a thing like that. It's just if you don't watch all the videos we do, YouTube just prioritizes it differently for you.
It's all or nothing,
And-
basically.
Right. That's all enough.
But no one
So
knows.
what you should take away.
Let me make my own decisions.
What you should take away from this is watch every one of our videos and click every one of the ads that comes up.
Oh, gosh.
So I can support my family of 4. No, but really, just, I mean, you don't have to watch videos you don't want to watch, but let us know if you see videos of ours that are not showing up on your subscription feed. And if you want to stay update, maybe once in a while, go and actually check our channel, as opposed to looking in your subscription feed for new videos, because, they might not have everything.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. So that's been going on, and it's really interesting and really irritating that after so many months of trying to build up a consistent content schedule, we're now cutting back on our content.
Because of YouTube.
It's like, I have a bunch of Minog 2 episodes ready. I could be releasing these, like, every single day, but I'm not. I'm changing them into, like, half-hour
Yeah,
increments.
Meso, you could be DSP releasing those things.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like 30 videos per day.
I could do it, but I cannot do it, because it is a terrible thing, apparently, for channels to have a lot of videos.
Yeah.
Anyway,
YouTube says so.
that's been going on, and that's irritating. What else has been going on?
That's irritating?
Yes.
Or just in general. Well, people in our comments. No,
Oh, that's
Oh,
a topic for
hey-oh.
another day. TTV talks about
Casuals.
YouTube commenters coming to a channel near you sometime.
oh man.
Oh dear.
We've been wanting to do this since forever. And like, first off, look,
Don't spoil it.
People that
Don't spoil it!
No spoiler lips!
Come on. We could just, our TTV has a greater audience anyways. We could
Okay,
just get
fine.
part of this
Fine.
out.
Moral of the story, as much as you may hate it, please make Google Plus accounts.
Yeah, dude, it's so
Oh,
annoying.
that.
Like, if people are like, hey, I want to ask this question. I literally, as soon as I see they don't have a Google Plus account, I'm like, I don't have time for this. I'm not gonna make.
You sound like LJ when he's mad.
Well, I mean, you can't reply to people that don't have Google Plus accounts.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seems like the people that ask questions are always the people that don't have Google
Right.
Plus
It feels
accounts.
so convenient though, like they're trolls and they know you can't reply. But
Yeah,
then
which
what's the point
probably-
of that? Because if
people
a troll
probably
wants
aren't
you to
aware.
reply,
People probably aren't aware that it even exists, because I know a couple of our regular commenters and our regular fans don't have Google Plus accounts. They probably just didn't want to make Google Plus, and they don't realize it's actively hurting their participation in the channel.
Right. There have been a lot of comments I've been like, alright, I'll respond to this guy because he has an actual question. And I'm like, he does not have, I can't reply to his question. I'm just like, screw it. No. Nobody has time for this. Like, because I can't make a new comment and then, try to
Link it
address
back
it that
to them
way.
somehow.
Right. It doesn't, it just, yeah.
yeah,
It
you
is
can't even
very,
reply and say,
very
"Can you
annoying.
please make a Google Plus account?" Because that would defeat the object.
I know, right?
Right.
Catch-22. You want
It's
to tell
like
them
someone
you can't
texting
reply,
you
but you
saying,
can't do
"I've
so
lost
without
my
replying.
phone."
Yeah.
I know, exactly. Like, I lost my phone. Well, how am I
I've
supposed
lost
to
my
help
phone.
you out?
Look in your hand right now. What are you texting me for?
That's a very good comparison. Oh well, it's just one of those stupid YouTube things. Man, YouTube is
They
terrible.
also,
She
I
was
mean, they did the
dying.
thing where you can't have the sponsor.
Yeah,
Sponsor
just so
stuff.
people know, thank you for bringing that to our attention. We are aware of that. We're not going to stop doing it
Right.
until we see what kind of action they're actually going to start taking.
Yeah,
against
I
it.
don't know. They can't actually screen all of their videos for a mention of Audible, can they? Like, that's not possible for an algorithm at this point in time. I don't think.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Voice recognition
I'll see
software
stuff
is
like
getting up
that.
there.
Yeah. We'll see what happens and act accordingly, but for now we're gonna keep Audible.
Right.
So make your free trial accounts while you can before they're gone
Yeah.
forever.
Go to audible.com. We want money.
Yep.
I always say that like it's a joke. I want money. I need money
It's
to
not
feed
all
my
about
kids
money,
3 square
Kahi.
meals a day.
You can buy your kids Air Jordans.
Oh man. I'm trying to think of like what's been going on this week, but life is so dull.
Finals for those
if
who
it
are
gets
Finals for me,
a-
yeah.
college.
It was midterms for me this week. Jeez.
Oh, it was
that
it
go?
was half semester finals for me.
How'd that go?
Well, all that matters to me is I'm gonna get an A.
Okay.
I
Congratulations.
felt
wish
I
could
was
get
so
A's.
screwed.
I mean, sure, there's the intrinsic value in learning something new and being able to apply it in applicable areas in the future, but right now it's like I'm gonna get an A with this, so I'm just go over there. I am sick of learning about databases and SQL, and graphics design was kind of neat, but man, the
Graphics
homework load.
Look,
Yep.
I'm just.
And
What?
screw you,
I
Adobe,
guess-
for the way you handle the Creative Cloud junk.
Oh my
Yeah, okay,
goodness,
Creative
Toby.
Cloud.
I
Yeah,
am one of
nothing-
those haters.
Nothing encourages piracy like freaking Creative Cloud.
Yeah.
Man, this is that was. Now we're into like this silent zone.
I don't know what
That
to do.
was-
Like,
that was
usually we
dead.
always have something to talk about. Okay, look.
What do you
Go
have to
back to
talk
the
about?
argument.
I'm
Hey!
tired of school. I'm so done with school.
You're Mr. Master of the off topic. Figure something out.
Okay.
Me?
Hey!
Oh,
fine.
wait a minute.
I'll tell
Who
you.
is?
I will tell you my story. Okay, I have a story.
Fine.
Alright, tell your story.
Tell it.
I'll tell the story before I have to.
Tell
go.
it right now.
I'm telling it right now, Meso. Here's the deal. So, I live in the place. This last Sunday, right after TTV episode, we record TTV on Saturday. For those who don't know, it comes out around Monday because it takes a while, like a day to edit and stuff. So last Sunday, there was a concert here. For those who are like, it was like a Christian concert, so like a lot of people from my church went. For those who are like, who know that kind of thing, it was like people like, people who may or may not have heard of, Mercy Me, Group 1 Crew, Jamie Grace, Tadashi, Are They, like a bunch of people, David, Crowder, all these people, right? So, a bunch of people from my church, my youth group, everything, we went there and it was, we went to this concert, this venue. It was pretty great, but halfway through, I looked on the floor and there's 2 stages. If you ever go to a concert, there's 2 stages, especially when you have multiple bands. One stage is the big stage, and they have all the lights, and they have all the pillars, and all the really fancy stuff, video screens, everything there. Then, there's a stage in the center. The stage in the center is for the people that come out while they're changing the stage in back. So there'll be like, kind of like a MC, kind of like a in-between segment thing where people come up, and sometimes they'll talk, and sometimes they'll play music, and sometimes they'll do whatever, in the center, while the crew will change everything in the back. So I go to the center and I look at, there's a bunch of computers there. And I'm always interested in like broadcasting and that kind of thing. So I go there and I look, but I realize there is no computer that switches their cameras up on front. There's no computer that's looking at all the video feed and switching them. And I'm like, where is this place? So I asked the guy who's sitting there, the guy who does sound. I'm like, hey, where's this thing at? And he's like, oh, it's backstage. You gotta go backstage to find it. It's like, well, can't just sneak backstage. Or can I?
Oh, man.
Mission
Kahi!
Impossible.
Why?
Or Mission
Someone
Slightly
cue the
Possible.
Mission Impossible music as Kahi tries to sneak past
Exactly.
a bunch
You
of bouncers.
are the
Okay,
reason
so-
people hate teenagers.
here is okay. I will tell you what happens. Okay, so you look at the stage. All right, the stage there is obviously a right exit and a left exit. The right exit has a bunch of people. It's where everybody comes on stage. All the stars, they come on stage through the right exit. So there's a security guard there. There's a guy looking at sound there. There's like everything is going on right there. There's a bunch of people there. I'm like, that's not gonna do. So I go upstairs, and there's an upstairs and a downstairs to like the stadium, because like it's where we have our basketball games. So it's like there's bleachers at the top of the bleachers. There's a floor, and at the bottom of the bleachers there's also a floor. I go around the top, and there's like exits that lead into places that go off backstage, but they're all guarded by someone from the university, because they have it at this university arena. And then the exits below are guarded by security guards and also people from the tour. So I walk around and I go around to the left exit. And here's the great thing about the left exit. There is one security guard at this left exit. And
So
he
you
is
took
on
him
his
out.
phone.
Break a run.
Well, actually, I didn't distract him. I waited until he was distracted. He walked up forward, and I was like, okay, I now need to get backstage. Now, there's a place. Backstage is separated into two things. There's a stage, right? There's a stage where everybody's on, and there's like you can go behind the stage. And then you go behind the stage, and there's the doors behind the stage, and those lead to backstage. So you kind of get what I'm saying? There's
Yes.
a stage. There's a space behind the stage. With a wall, and you go through that wall, through the doors in the wall, and you go to backstage, where all the locker rooms and like all that stuff are. So I'm like, okay, I need to now get to backstage. So now I'm already, because the security guard on the left side has moved up, I can sneak down into the back space area. Now backstage, but I can go behind the stage. I was like, okay, I can walk behind the stage, and all I need to do is get past a security guard that's facing that door at the other side. I said the right side has where everybody comes out, that whole thing.
Oh my.
And I'm like, okay, I need to get back there, but I need to make sure I need to do something. So I'm like, all right, number one, I have to look like I belong. So I had
Confidence.
It was Sunday. It was Sunday, so I had a collared shirt because I went to church. I had a collared shirt, so I did up the collar. And I took out and I looked into some of my pockets. I'm like, what do I have? What can I do to make me look more, like I belong here? I took out a battery pack because I had a battery pack for my phone. I took out the battery pack and I took out like the cord for it, and like I coiled it around the thing and I had it in one hand. And I reached in and I grabbed my keys. I have like several keys. I have several keys on here, and I was like, all right, so I have to look like I belong here, right? So, number one you have to do, you always have to walk slow. Don't run.
Oh yeah, be
because
chilled
that will look suspicious. And don't kind of jittery or like kind of like nervously look around before. Walk slow, and like you have to walk with like a stride. You can't just like walk slow like you're lazily going somewhere.
Walk like
You're supposed
your
to
own
walk
place.
like you're not like you're on your place. That's
No,
a bit
I
too
was
much.
just being over-exaggerated.
Right. Walk like you need to get somewhere. Walk like you're supposed to get somewhere. And so I walked, and I took my keys out, and I started twirling my keys, and I had my pack in the other hand, and I walked behind the back space, and I was like, all right, well, here goes nothing. And I went in, I went to the door, and I looked at the security guard, and I made eye contact from him, and I nodded up. Nodding up is important. You nod subconsciously. If you go to a school, okay, you've definitely done this. If you walk past a school and you see somebody that you know and you don't say hi, but like you make eye contact and you nod, if you know him, you will nod up. Alright? Now, sometimes you'll also nod down. Nodding down is a bit more of a respect thing. Like, you're like, yeah, and then the
I've never
implication is
nodded
that-
up. I've always nodded down, regardless of
You-
who
Yeah,
it
I've
was.
always
Same.
nodded down as well.
See, okay, here's the interesting implication.
Nodding up
behind
always seemed pretentious to me.
There are two people in the world. There's people who nod up and nod down.
Nodding up is actually a sign of trust, because you're exposing your throat to this person. Nodding down is a sign of respect, because you acknowledge that they are there, but you're also guarding your throat. It's a subconscious thing. This is a social engineering thing,
Well,
alright?
that makes sense.
Nodded up.
Because
I made eye contact with the security guard. I nodded with him. He nodded back, he stepped aside, and let me walk through.
That's awesome.
I am now behind the scenes. of his thing. I go around, and now, so I'm like, alright, now I have to look like I belong here. Fortunately, everybody is moving stuff off, because, some of the performers have already gone on stage, and they're coming back, and they're getting all the stuff done, they're working on sound equipment. So, I went to somebody, and I was like, hey, you need help with something? He'd be like, oh yeah, just grab this and take it over there to that guy. And I would take it over to that guy, I came back, and I did some more, kind of errands like that. So, everybody who has seen me recognizes me as someone who has just been helping a bit with people. And then, so I went more backstage, I talked a bit, I didn't, have conversations or anything. But, I said, hey, great show and everything to, the Jamie Grace and some of the people from Mercy Me, and all the Tadashi, all these people backstage, say hi and stuff. And then I was like, okay, so I need to make sure I can get back down here whenever I want to. So I went, remember, I said there's a down and there's an up, right? There's 2 levels. I went upstairs. Upstairs, if you go upstairs, like I said, there are guards, they're staffed by the university standing at all the exits, right? So I was like, I need to make sure I can get back down here whenever I want to. So I went upstairs, and I made sure I went to every single exit, and I would always walk behind, until, security guard has their back towards me, because they're facing the main arena, making sure nobody comes in. So I would always yell, hey, from behind them, making sure I was behind them while doing it. They would turn around and see me, and I'd be like, hey, do you know where the restrooms are on this floor? Because I can't seem to find them. So she would be like, or she or he, whoever it was, they'd be like, alright, you go down this way, you go through this door, and you're in the restroom. I'm like, alright, so, again, you go down here, and you do that, and she's like, yeah. The point of that was to make sure that they had a conversation with me. And they recognized my face. And additionally, I always said hey from behind them, so they subconsciously remembered me as coming from behind them, which they're supposed to guard. So as far as they know, I'm supposed to be there. I didn't go through them, I'm just supposed to be there. Every time I would come back around, so I would go and say hi to my friends, and I would come back, I'd do the same thing. I'd look at them and nod, and they'd nod, and they'd let me go past, because as far as they remember, I came from there. And I went down, nobody questioned who I was, because I already helped out people there. They assumed I'm part of the university. People from the university thought I was with the tour. People from the tour thought I was with the university. I got to see the entire thing from backstage. I got to talk to everybody, all the performers, and I got to, have conversation with, the people running the cameras and people doing all that stuff. And it was a fantastic time. I actually also got to go on stage while all the crew was cleaning up stuff afterwards. I was just like, yeah, why not? They think I'm part of the crew. So I went on the crew while the cameras and everything were there, and the performers were still up, and I was just backstage, grabbing stuff and taking it down and doing everything. It was fantastic.
That sounds
social
great.
You should
engineering
become a
101.
secret agent.
Yeah, everyone who's listening to this, I let you go on for so long because this is
social
important
engineering.
advice. People need to learn from this.
Yeah, you need to know.
Well, they also, just as much, people need to guard against this, because this is so easy to do with stuff over the internet.
It really is. I was talking with my friend. I work in network security at my university. And I was talking to my coworker after, because he went to the thing too. And he was like, oh man, you did all this stuff? That's pretty cool. And we were like, you know what? If someone came to me and just say you see emails all the time from people in different departments. If someone came to me and said, hey, I'm from this department and we need to install this thing in your computer, I wouldn't question it. I'd be like, sure, okay, cool. He could be some guy just trying to install a keylogger on my computer. But you expect people to be there. And especially if they say a name that you recognize, you're not going to be like, can I be sure that you're so-and-so? You just kind of look suspicious, When have you ever really asked somebody if they work there?
Yeah.
If they're
It's
not
why-
suspicious, you don't like to have the interaction with people.
It's precisely why in any class I took, once we got into things about website security and network security, it was always emphasized that the biggest security hole is always the people using the system, not part of the system itself.
And people like to be helpful too. If you get to a place where, I know of a guy who got this, he could get somebody else's telephone number, or no, credit card number. And the way he would do it is that there's 2 chains of video stores in his town. And what he would do, he would call one and he said, hey, I wanted I want to write a letter to your manager thanking him for his help, because I came in and there's some issue and something, and he really straightened it out, and I want to write a letter. What's their manager's name? And he'd be like, oh, sure, here's his name. So he'd write it down. And he'd call the other store and say, hey, this is so-and-so manager's name from the other office. Hey, look, our system has just, completely gone down. like, it's not responding to something, and there's a customer here, this is his name, he just needs to ring up something, could you just give me his number over the phone, and I'll just, write it down there, it would really help me out, and the people would be like, oh, sure, yeah, okay, we'll look it up on our system.
Wow.
Wow.
And
that's why I don't trust people.
You shouldn't trust anybody.
I don't trust anyone. I don't trust strangers, especially. Sometimes I question, people I even know. I kind of used it a little bit in New York Comic Con.
Yeah, I remember the NYCC story.
Right.
That's how we were able to bypass everybody and get in there.
Right. We were able to be one of the first people in line because we went up to the thing, and they do a thing where they check your bags to make sure you're not carrying a bomb or whatever. They check your bags and everything, and they check the laptop, and they're the guy's like, okay, so I do it, and Meso and Var do it. And after he's checked me, he's checking Meso and Var. He's like, "Oh yeah, you guys have to go all the way to the back of the line. So you check it and you go, but you have to wait until 12 to get in here." And I was like, "I don't have time for this. I need to be the first one."
Anybody got time for that?
So I pretended like I didn't hear. I just walked forward to where the other people were that stand guard in the thing, and Meso and Var were kind of calling me back, "Hey, Kahi, we gotta go around." And I was just like, "All right, I'm gonna pretend I didn't ignore him." I went up to the guard and I was like, here's my thing. And she scanned it. He's like, all right, have a good day. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and the guy was so focused on taking care of more people, he didn't even notice us.
Right.
Yeah.
So Meso and Var just followed me, and we were there, and we're one of the, I wouldn't say we're the first ones up, we're the 20th people in line.
Yeah, we were right up front there.
So by the time we got in, and we filmed, we were able to film that video, as soon as it started.
Yeah.
The NYCC video. And there's, I forgot, I don't know, did we ever tell this on the
Apparently we didn't, because Eljay didn't hear it.
Eljay didn't hear this. This is almost a story that you feel is made up.
Yeah.
But it is not made up.
The one that you just said felt made up, but
it was real.
It sounds from the detail. It sounds very real.
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust anyone.
Did you not see my Snapchats?
I deleted my Snapchat because it was rubbish. Every time.
Okay.
Yes.
Every time I try
Viper.
Every time I try and go and look at someone's story, it would crash, and then I end up having no friends for some reason. I'm like,
aww.
Meso, I did save some of this video. I took Snapchats the entire way of this concert. Do you want me to send that to you? And you can put it up.
Sure, why not?
Okay,
Viper,
sure.
Viper, you are my new favorite person saying
I
rubbish.
get it. It does sound made up. If you had your Snapchat, Viper, you would have seen me. I was updating people all night long on what I was doing backstage.
That would have been hilarious, but my Snapchat
was
probably
great.
wouldn't let me watch any of the videos.
But yeah, okay, here's what happened at New York Comic Con.
Last story.
The last story, there is a point, too, where, we filmed this video, and we're sending out tweets, and we're doing all this stuff, and I am behind this guy in line to get the clear Tahu How. And I recognize him, and it's Black 6. No lie.
Yeah.
It is Black 6. And
nice.
He does not recognize me, because my face has not been on anything, really. So he doesn't recognize me. I think he's talking to, it's Nakira? Or not Nakira. How am I saying Nakira? Yukaya. I completely got, alright. Yukaya. And Yukaya is, she is the girl.
Wild Style.
Wild Style?
Wild Style. She's dressed up as Wild Style.
Mm-hmm.
Black 6 turns to Yukaya, and he is like, "Hey, TTV is already here. It's like they've already been here for a while." And I turned to him. I said, "Yeah, we have been. Nice to meet you." And he looks at me. And I have the TTV shirt too. And he's looking at me, and he's like, "What? What's going on?" And he's like, "Oh,
good job he didn't say anything horrible about you guys."
He was talking about me literally right in front of me, I wasn't there, and I was right behind him in line. That could not have been timed better.
It was great.
That was
nice.
That was a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Could have sworn we'd already told this, but I guess not.
I think I was probably on that podcast.
I hadn't heard that bit.
Yeah, I hadn't
You
heard
hadn't
that
heard that
before.
Yeah, it was
Yeah?
great.
Okay.
I heard the
It
part
was-
where you got in early, but not the bit where,
Okay. Yeah. That was pretty
Fun
great.
times.
Hey, fun fact: Yukaya actually got a shout out by Barbara Dunkelman on the RT podcast after.
Oh, really?
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
She was like, she had gotten a photo of Barbara, and then later on in the podcast, Barbara was like, "Oh yeah, there's this cool girl dressed up as Wildstyle that came up to us at our booth." So, fair enough. Could be another Wildstyle cosplayer, but
doubtful.
I would it would be kind of doubtful.
That's great. Well,
speaking of like sneaking into places, I could never ever do that, especially if it's got an age restriction.
You gotta have a great poker face.
Like, I look like a child because I went on the bus yesterday, and it always happens to me. But the bus driver, always assumes I'm a child.
Aww.
Even though I go to college, and you have to be at least 16 to go to college. And I have my little ID badge out, and he still gives me a child thing, and I'm not complaining because it's cheaper. But everywhere I go, they ask how old I am.
Wow.
A couple of my sisters, they get the same thing.
I tried to buy Destiny, and they asked me how old I was. And then I couldn't buy it because I didn't have the passport with me.
Wow.
People thought I was younger than I was for like the entirety of my life until recently. And I've had a thing now where a lot of people think I'm 21.
Editor's note, he meant Kool-Aid, guys. Kool-Aid. By the way, hi, it's 4.
And they nearly bought me
21th?
a giant... 21st.
21.
21st. They nearly bought me a thing of beer.
Wow.
Because they're like, oh, it's his 21st birthday. He's got to have you. And I was like, oh,
that's great.
You see, for me, it was everyone always thought I was several years younger until I grew the mustache, and I don't know if you call it a goatee or what it is, but they used to guess me like 2 to 4 years young. Now that I've got facial hair, they'll guess me like 2 to 4 years older.
Wow.
Yeah, facial hair does make you look older.
I gained 8 years in a couple days.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I think that's part of the reason I was able to get anywhere is because, one, I'm Asian, so I kind of love to just be helping out with tech stuff, and that means that people do not, like, when it comes to tech stuff, people don't like to question it. Like, if they were like, hey, what are you supposed to do? I could give them some, like, random answer, and they'd be like, yeah, okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah, whatever you say.
I have to upgrade the RAM in the computer's processor so that its RPMs match with the disk hard drive space to at least 2 gigabytes a megahertz.
Right, yeah, like, oh, yeah, the sound guy just said that the computer's outputting at 2 gigacells better than it should be. So I'm just going to go here and measure it with my thing to make sure it's not overseeing.
Yes. Okay.
But I mean, being Asian too, it's like a thing where people expect you to work in tech, and you look just recognizable enough that people will remember that they saw you, but not recognizable enough that people will remember your face.
Yup.
People think Asians.
This podcast should just be retitled "Tips on How to Sneak into Places" or "How to Remain Incognito."
We're such good role models, aren't we?
Discount social engineering.
Does not support or endorse such actions taken by the community.
We're gonna have a bunch of our fans be arrested for trespassing.
Well,
sorry.
I got the idea
to watch all the videos in prison.
Wow. I actually don't. I don't think it works like that.
Violent podcasts cause violence.
I don't think it works like that.
We're like in the news.
Yeah.
Podcast influences fans to get sent to jail for trespassing. Please don't do that, guys.
Yep.
Kahi's the reason that people hate teenagers.
Yeah, Kahi's your fault.
Don't be a Kahi. Don't be a discount Kahi.
Yep.
Don't be a scumbag Kahi.
Kahi, remind me again what sort of character you intend to play in the RPG.
Oh, I tend to play a con man.
Yeah,
like a con
okay,
man,
yep.
Like a criminal lawyer-esque kind of person.
Like Saul.
A criminal lawyer-esque kind of person.
Which is it, a criminal or a lawyer? They're not the same.
What do you mean they're not the same?
They're exclusively the same. They're like synonyms of each other.
Yeah, I wanted to be a Tauren merchant, but everyone was like, I'm gonna be a shadow Toa with loads of swords and guns, and I'm just like, I'm Tauren, who sells hubs?
No, my skills are all gonna be like sleight of hand and like smooth talking and like persuasion and all this.
Charisma.
Like, really, I'm gonna have a lot of charisma, a lot of intelligence, a lot of wit. I'm probably gonna have to sacrifice a lot of like strength stats for it. But hey, look.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Right.
Meanwhile, before Eljay randomly disappeared on us, without a word, he wanted us to spotlight something over on the message boards, so we'll go ahead and do that. The first message board spotlight in ages. Cat has drawn a map of Spherus
That's
Magna.
incredible.
My phone is ringing, guys. Should I answer it?
Do it.
Alright, you spotlight.
As somebody else.
Oh, can I answer it on the podcast?
Go for it.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hey, you are on the podcast. So. Oh, sure. Yeah. No, okay, cool. I will be there momentarily, but I'm recording. Say hi to all the people watching at home. And, this is my friend Caleb. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Don't yell. He can't hear you. I'm on earphones.
Oh, put it
Well,
up,
everybody
Jimmy.
at the podcast wishes you a happy birthday, Caleb. And I will be there soon after we're done recording. Alright? Alright.
Nice.
See ya. Bye.
So anyway, this is
This
a
is a
cool
really,
Spherus
really great
Magna
episode.
map. Yeah, very well drawn.
I like
I-
it. It makes me actually not hate Spherus Magna as much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fine place. I quite enjoy the robot. I've long since pondered what are they going to do with the Great Spirit robot.
Oh, I
Nothing,
imagine they'll
because the
tear it
story is
apart and purpose it or
discontinued.
something.
Ouch!
The whole universe is trapped in stasis.
I mean, like, just the characters itself, are they going to, like, drain it out of, like, all the water?
I mean,
are they gonna...
Think about it. Think about it. Like, this map looks like, oh, that thing's pretty big. Remember, isn't that robot like 40 million
He
miles
changed
tall?
the scale.
Yeah, that's really, like, it's even bigger than the
This is a
Sahara
huge
Desert.
planet.
No,
Yeah.
he changed the scale. It's significantly smaller if you're taking the robot's actual size into consideration. The robot
Okay.
fills up like half the planet, probably.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's a
Supplies.
freaking planet by itself.
Yeah, I'm really wondering if they're gonna like tear it apart for like scraps and use it to like build villages,
Well,
or if they're gonna hollow out the inside and like go back in there.
You know what I wonder is, if this thing is so huge, they had to get the materials from somewhere. Did the planet used to be like a 50% larger before they built this thing?
These are good questions. Let's go ask Greg.
No. Where are the dinosaurs? I don't see the dinosaurs.
I do not
Oh,
know.
dinosaurs. I might have to put Bonkle dinosaurs in the RPG.
You may.
Might have to make up some more of my own. I might have to make up some of my own Rahi.
maybe
I've
I
already
can
made up a
tame
gambling
some
game.
So I could be like Chris Pratt in the new Jurassic Park.
Huh.
I've already made up a gambling game I'm going to call Makoki Bones.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, I'm looking forward to gambling. Do I get? Can I get like a sleight of hand and stuff? And give me
Oh yeah.
extra stats
Oh
for
yeah.
gambling?
You'll be
Alright.
you will have opportunities to either take advantage of a distraction or try and be sneaky and cheat.
Oh, definitely.
What happens
I
when
am
you get
on-
caught is, well, you suffer the consequences.
All right, fair enough. I am prepared to suffer these consequences.
You're a liar and you'll spend an eternity on this ship.
Huh.
Sorry, Carrot Pipes carry me in.
Let's see.
Yes.
3:15. I'm just marking this
Viper Jones.
so Var can cut it out because we need to get Eljay back in here so we can end it. So Kahi,
Good grief! Why did Eljay just leave?
he mentioned in the chat he was
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
thought you meant to
gone,
be
but he
present.
said he was only gonna be gone. He said he just had to show him something, and then he's off, and it's been half an hour.
Show who
his,
something?
his former supervisor. So I presume is the fruit packing guy coming to visit them.
So right now it's just idle chatter
Yeah, pretty much.
that isn't going to be in the show.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm just gonna. I know Var would want us
Okay,
to trim it,
sure.
so I put down that time.
You know what's been one of the most fun things about planning out this campaign and stuff is the sort of things of like, we do this as humans. Well, how would this be recreated in the Matoran universe? Like washing dishes. Because I had this idea for like a tavern type place where you get to play things like Makoki Bones and their version of darts, and I was like, what about those that come in for drinks? They have they gotta have like dishes and stuff. Like, how would you clean a mug? And I was like, oh man, you'd probably just like take a mug, just like rinse it out stuff, and just smack it with like a remove poison Kanoka.
Yeah.
No dishwasher, no soap. You just rinse it out and
Makes
remove
sense.
poison.
That's
Pong.
awesome. I want to live there.
There's a funny GIF.
Just little things like that to add some character to the
Have you
world.
ever asked yourself?
I'm really excited.
Me too.
Yeah, I can't wait to play this. I've got to sort out my character first. But have you ever asked the question to yourself during the Bionicle story? Where would you be and what would you be doing?
Nothing of any interest.
Well, you see, that's just it. I intend to draw upon the history of the characters presented. So, and I also have to know why you're going to be in a certain place at a certain time when this all begins. So it's
I'd probably be a lava farmer.
I'll probably be dead and buried somewhere by trying to follow the Paraka.
You're a Toa of Shadow, and you're going to be lava farmer.
I gotta disguise myself. Gotta hide in the shadows and farm that lava.
But I thought your base element was ice.
Takuma, what's the premise of this? What's the big thing that's changing our world that we get into action for?
What's the overall story?
Yeah.
I can't tell you that.
No. I mean, like the premise. Like when we start off, like, is there a war and that's why we're getting together? Is there like a?
We're just going on a quest, I guess.
No, the basic about the closest thing I've got to it right now is that Duma has called. There's a certain group of characters to Metronui because he needs them. I haven't fully decided how it's going to start out. If it's just like you're reinforcing some sort of reinforcement and then something springs from that, or if there's like a specific special secret mission he needs to send you on.
Fine by me.
Okay.
So kind of like
the general idea is that Taraga Duma has handpicked all of you to come to Metronui and form a team for some specific
reason. Yeah, so it's like the Federation of Fear.
Heck,
like they
maybe
chose
one of
certain
you is
people.
in prison at the time everyone else shows up.
It'd probably be me.
Yeah.
In prison.
Well, I'm a Skakti, so...
No, Kahi should be in
following the
prison. We should be like the Suicide Squad.
Oh, wait a second. What if I'm sneaking into prison?
You're sneaking into the prison.
You gotta put yourself in prison now, cover.
Right, no, like, I'll break into prison and be like, well, I wanted free food.
That's ironic. You want to break
a,
into prison.
If you want a frame of reference as far as where along the timeline, it's more or less in between after the Baraki were sent to the pit, but before the Cataclysm.
Okay, alright, so I like that. That's a good... Is this before the Kanohi dragon? Kanoka dragon?
Kanohi dragon.
It's a Kanohi. It's Kanohi.
Kanohi dragon attacking Metronui.
Basically just before Lecon and his Toa team, the Toa man guy.
I gotta look this up.
In the meantime, Kahi, call Eljay.
Timeline.
Ruin his day.
I really...
Guy, alright, if I call Eljay, I'm gonna definitely put this on speaker so you can be on the podcast.
Sure, honestly, that whole conversation we just had would be on the podcast if it wasn't for so long. Var probably will want to trim the length.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it up to him.
I think we could do like an extra length.
I'll leave it up to him.
I really enjoyed that period of time in Bionicle with the Dark Hunter and Toa War.
If he has an answer, we'll just end it without him.
Okay.
And yes, it's a cool time period.
Please leave your message for...
Okay.
Wait, nope, not like his name, no name. Okay, alright.
Okay, so the Kanohi
that
Dragon's first attack on
Eljay would have
Metronui.
lost it.
Please, your name 4.
I just realized we can't end it because it needs to be in sync. He needs to end his recording. We have to wait for him.
We do.
Because like my call graph crashed midway through the recording, so if one of our recordings gets screwed up, the whole episode's a bust. So we gotta do this very carefully.
So why'd you have to put the pressure on?
Just saying, gotta tread carefully.
The Kanohi.
Yup, go on.
I'm done.
Oh, speak of the devil, Eljay.
No, but the Kanohi Dragon's original attack on Metronui was just before the League of Six Kingdoms was even formed.
Lol. Welcome, Eljay.
Hi.
I called you, and it went to voicemail. That's what he's talking about.
It said, please leave a message for... And I was like, no. That's why
Quick,
I
hang up!
No, actually, I don't have my name registered to the voicemail.
Oh, cool.
No, I know, but I mentioned your name after, too. I was like, whoa, it was really close to saying... And I was like, oh,
yeah, we're just gonna edit it out.
Well,
See, Kahi, this is why you're an idiot.
Well, you're an idiot for not having your real name.
Okay.
You're an idiot for not canning your mouth.
Okay.
You're as bad as Keeney or what's his name?
We were just waiting to end for when you got back, so now we're good to end.
Okay, wait, can we finish up this discussion with Takuma, so just in case Bar decides to leave it in?
I heavily doubt Bar's gonna want to edit all this and piece it together. I'm just saying, but sure, I'll leave it up to him. So go ahead.
The settings.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just a setting.
Okay. So it looks like the period of time. Okay, so I'm looking at the timeline on Biosector 01. It looks like about the time we're shooting for is around somewhere between like 79 and 80,000 years ago.
79, 80,000 years ago. Okay,
That's
so before or after the main guy?
Where in here's the main guy?
Wait, with the Kanohi dragon.
Actually, you know what? Now I think about it, it kind of makes sense that's before, right? So then Targa Demons and just call the main guy.
Well, I believe the from the 06 storyline that the Kanohi dragon part was like 4,000 years ago or something like that.
That was when the Dark Hunters released it for the second time. That was 4,000 years ago. The initial attack by the Kanohi dragon took place, where did it go? 95,000 plus years ago. So shortly before the Baraki were assigned to, basically rule the Matoran universe, and then they formed the League of Six Kingdoms.
I hate these arbitrary long lengths of time.
Yeah,
so dumb.
And nothing happened.
Yeah. It's like, why even bother?
The Toa Mangai were assembled at the time the Dark Hunters wanted to build a base on Metronui, so that was about the time that was closer to 4,000 years ago. So the Toa Mangai team probably hasn't been formed yet. I'll have to look over the timeline more. That's the one thing, is I like how much history we've got to work with, but trying to find the exact point between where I want stuff to have happened and not have happened yet is going to be difficult.
And stuff that can actually happen and cause like some form of plot instead of us just wandering
I'm
around.
sure somewhere along the way I'm going to break continuity. I mean, as it is, I'm already saying like Zamor's launchers are going to be allowed, but I'm just going to go with the idea that they were already a thing and that the people in Voya Nui just like built their own ghetto version, if you want to call it that.
Right.
Yeah, they existed beforehand because they mentioned
there will be some liberties taken.
That's perfectly fine. I do not mind.
Okay, where are, just last question, where are all our characters going to be? Do you want to talk about that? Because we were kind of going over that.
Well,
again, that's
No,
going to
I don't
depend
know.
kind of on, your backstory, because, I mean, some of you may already be on Metronui, some of you may be making the trip to Metronui.
My backstory is a wandering
on your
nomad
backstory.
with no purpose, because I have no memory. And I'm just kind of going...
Oh, so cliche.
I know, right?
Meso.
Hey, have you heard my backstory?
Hey. No.
Let me guess.
Okay.
This is the cool thing. If he doesn't remember anything, I can play with that. I can introduce characters he's met before that he doesn't remember.
Well,
So I can work with it. May be cliche,
well,
but I can work
that's not technically what.
I'm going to go with the Skakti Indiana Jones Explorer.
Skakti Indiana Jones.
So
Explorer.
you're a grave robber. Okay, I like that.
Indiana Jones is, okay, maybe a little bit. I guess he is kind of a grave robber. More of a temple robber. But
He basically steals relics from different cultured people and then runs off with them.
Tomb Raider. That's what you are.
Technically, my memory is I don't remember prior to being cut in half by a dimensional rift. Everything after that, I do remember.
Oh, hey, Tiet, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kai, you've never heard
The many deaths of Messinite.
you've never heard my convoluted backstory.
No, what is this?
You see, Kahi's probably that lame, cliched guy that goes, "Oh, I'm a smooth-talking lawyer,"
That's
type of get out of any situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
and
exactly
what kind of
doing.
cliche are you, LJ?
LJ's just LJ, but in talk.
Yeah, I'm the cliche where I'm really lonely all the time, and I'm a wandering salesman trying to sell my friendship.
You're like one of those Mass
So
Effect
your
players who
charisma
plays
is
themselves.
basically 0.
Basically, there's
Your willpower is basically
there's 2
0.
mesos and one.
Your stamina is basically 0 because your toughness is basically 0.
Hey, no, I'm wandering. I get bit by a ton of things. My toughness and stamina is great. Yeah, I'm also
Eljay's
really
like
great
the
at singing
first
that
to
song.
die.
Messinac.
He gets, like,
Okay,
bitten
so
by a
you're going to be
mosquito.
investing in the performing skill then.
Right, you're like, so Eljay will have a guitar and sing, Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Yeah, that's
whatever
how
the-
I get all the cash, so
He's
I
like
can
a
get on, like,
minstrel.
the
Eljay would be
ferry.
a minstrel.
Sort of a bard.
A bard, yeah.
That's great. Kai is the smooth talking lawyer. I'm like the wandering nomad. LJ's the bard. Viper, who are you?
I'm a smooth talking lawyer with dreams of building
We've got a great setup here.
empire.
All we
got
know
some-
about Ven is that he's going to be playing sort of a bruiser type character. Know nothing about his backstory. I haven't heard anything about what Var intends to do.
Yeah, Vin's probably gonna be a mercenary.
I think when it comes down to it, my character's goal in life will go from making friends to making Kahi's life have no friends. You see,
You guys
Toa
have me
can't
stuck
kill.
here.
I will abide by the Toa
Just
code.
remember,
but-
anything goes.
Okay,
in an
great.
RPG.
I will abide by the Toa code, but the Toa code didn't say anything about taking somebody's tongue away from them.
Oh,
Anyway,
wow.
just to answer the question from a while ago, the other Messinac is stranded on a planet somewhere.
So just sat there with
The
a
other
cocktail.
That's not the other half of
The
this.
other half.
Yeah, the other half. My bad.
Wait, what happened? Is it the top half or it's the bottom half?
It's I don't know.
Maybe he got cut, like,
Is it-
vertically.
I was going to say, is
I
it
didn't actually
left or
get
right?
cut. I got split.
So
Yeah.
you're like Vizon
Vertically.
and Vezon.
Pretty much. I'm exactly like Vezon and Vezon.
I don't know why I pronounced them differently.
So are you Vezon or Vezon?
Probably.
He's probably Vezon.
Yeah.
And the really
I'm not
smart side
evil.
of Messinac is sat with a cocktail and deck chair somewhere.
Messanon or Messinac?
Actually, no. Now that you mention it, it's probably switched. But I'm not crazy like Vezon. I'm just. It's difficult to explain.
You're centric.
Jaded.
Kinda. I'm not like crazy angry like Vezok. That's probably the other
angry.
Meso. Anyway, it's really convoluted. I had to piece together a bunch of different stuff from BZP days to form my backstory. Anyway, we should probably end this.
I agree.
So, thank you all very much for listening to TTV 134. It's been a great episode, I think, and hopefully next week we will have some more exciting news to talk to you about. Maybe some actual news.
Or I'll be in jail because I snuck into some.
Or you'll be in jail, yeah.
Next up, Area
I
51,
hope
guys.
Kahi's in jail. That'd be awesome.
Gosh.
Thank you all very much for listening, and please be sure to like, favorite, rate, comment, subscribe, share, and talk on the TTV message boards, and let us know if you can see our videos in your subscription
And
spots.
get a Google Plus account if you
And
have,
get a
if you
Google
want
Plus
any hopes
account.
of us actually answering your questions.
Yes.
If you don't, I don't
Google
care.
Plus accounts are everyone's
Filthy
best
casuals.
friend. We
No,
will see you all next week. I'm Messina.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Viper.
And I'm Takuma Nuba.
And Vin was here. Goodbye, everybody.